Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode here on the Hermitcraft Mesified server, and we are over at the Ocean Monument, as you can clearly see. And we've been doing a lot of work over here. That's because there's been a fair few live streams where I've come over here and just worked on clearing out the area, and we are making a tremendous amount of progress right here. And we're going to make more in this episode because I'm going to be doing a live stream later today, the day that I'm recording. This is Sunday. And later in the day we have our little Hermitcraft mini marathon streaming where a few of us are just streaming back to back for several hours. So in that stream I'm going to be working on this area. You're going to see some progress from me over here today in today's episode, but for right now we're going to go up top and I'll show you what I have done. As you can see, I've cleared tons of the area out down below, and up the top here I've been putting in some sand. So when we go to live stream, there's loads for us to do. We're going to be knocking out all of these sections of water with some sponges. This one right here is rather large. You want them to be relatively small, because if you plop in, let's say, a sponge in this corner and you don't take out the water on either side, then it all sort of regenerates to the same point and the sponge becomes practically useless. So that's why you divvy this all up into little sections like we've done. But anyway, progress is kind of slow overall because it's such a massive project, but we are doing bits and bobs. By the way, this bit down here is the floor of the Ocean Monument. Below that there's nothing but ocean, which is something else we're going to be removing. And over here our farm has been producing absolutely nothing. I think this was the same as last time we checked. So what's happening is we're not over here probably enough or in the right position. We're always a little bit too close to this spawning area, and there's loads of guardians still spawning in the water outside. So hopefully when we remove the water from those sections that I did with the sand today, might have a little bit of an impact on this temporary farm. Also, a few people have been saying that this right here would kill the guardians. I'm not sure. I got a tweet from someone showing me how to set this up, and they're pretty reliable, or possibly I have incorrectly followed what they've built, and maybe there's something actually different to this. But at some point this should kick in and we should start to get a few drops from it. Anyway, I'm probably not going to be doing too much today in terms of recording. I might do some things, I don't know. As of right now though, I'm going to get prepared for the live stream. I'm going to head over to the triple mob spawner, you know, the one that Tango built, and get all of my gear here. Get all of my gear repaired. There we go, because I got a whole bunch of stuff here that really needs some XP and repairing, all in preparation for the live stream, of course. So I'll either see you before or after the live stream. So it's been a very long time since I last recorded, all of about 15 seconds, because as I stopped recording I remembered something else I wanted to announce, is that we've been doing Hermitcraft every other day, and I think it's now time to slow down a little bit. It's been hectic, I've really enjoyed it. But we do need to go back to our regular pace, which is 2 episodes a week at some point, and I know some of you are going to be disappointed. So the way I'm going to approach it is I'm going to plan to do 2 episodes a week on Tuesdays and Fridays, which has been our schedule for the longest time, and then Thursday there will possibly be an episode if I get the time to record one, if I feel like doing one. But I was thinking I'll try and make it so that Thursday episodes are social, because it's always a lot easier to record with someone else, so you generally don't have to put as much time into it and you can have a lot of fun recording with some of the other hermits. So it'll be a Tuesday and Friday thing, and then maybe extra episodes on Thursdays if I, coordinate something social, maybe play with Rendog or Iskaus. We've got a couple of projects going on with those guys. Yeah, so that's the future of Hermitcraft. And wow, my volume was already turned down. But now I'm going to stand here, AFK for a while. These guys are going to make a right racket, but they're going to get us all the XP to repair our gear, of course. So the live stream is now over, and we had a fantastic 2 hours on here. At the moment, False is streaming right now. I've just passed over the torch to her. We had a streaming torch to pass from one hermit to the next. It all went down on one channel, on the Hermitcraft channel, and this was the first prank of the day. This was done by Zombie Cleo. Now, False had recently already been pranked, and by the way, False's base here looking incredible, and the ghast was put on top. And then Cleo came over and put on the water around the outside and built this giant fish thing up here as well, which looks absolutely awesome, gotta say. The whole thing is just hilarious. Then over here, Iskau streamed after, and he decided to prank Scar, and he pranked Scar with a couple of cat faces over here. So you got the 2 tamed cats, and that's because, I don't probably have to look too far around here. Look, these are Scar's cats, and they are absolutely everywhere. He has been breeding them up and just leaving them. Oh my god, they're so adorable. Look at this right here, there's loads of them. Ah, little kitty catties, aren't they great? And for some reason, I mean, he's just got an army of them, which is great. They look so cool, and there's loads of them sitting everywhere. Whenever he goes and builds somewhere, there's just loads of like cats sitting around, putting his mark on things. Again, over here, loads and loads of cats, and some of his face. How did he get that? How did he get that? I do not know. But this is what's been going on today. There's been cats everywhere. There's been pranks. And so my plan was to work on the ocean monument really and not do too much else. However, everyone encouraged me to do a prank and we ended up doing one, of course. So we're going to pop over to the Brown District and I'll show you what I got up to in the stream. So normally this is the kind of thing that I would do with my fellow log fella, Rendog, but we were streaming alone and yeah, that's what we came up with. So we had a suggestion to build a giant sapling and to shut down Mumbo's super secret sapling society. This thing has been closed down. Another illegal operation to interfere with our legitimate business, the logging farm over here, selling and providing everyone with a good service of logs. And man, it's just not on. So we shut this thing down right here. And we built a giant sapling, and then when I went to build it, I decided, hey, a flower pot is in order, and then we all agreed to put this big red sign in front of it to make it clear, no saplings, and then just to get even a little bit meaner, put down some netherrack and some cobblestone down there as well. And as you know, as I've said before, it's all in good fun, man. If Mumbo ever had a problem with this, he'd have messaged me, I'd have been over in no time undoing everything that I've just done. Anyway, there's also this sign here as well. And Tango's joined the game. Awesome. Saying, this is a warning. Love heart. Yeah, a bit of a mixed message there, right? And yeah, that's pretty much what we got up to in the stream. So we should probably head back over to the Ocean Monument now and check out what I've done over there. I think I'm going to do a little bit more work. And so I log back in. And this right here is the first thing that I see. It has been a day of pranks. First of all, Cleo pranked False. Then Iskal pranked Scar, then I pranked Mumbo, and False has sort of pranked my prank, or something along these lines. From what I understand in her stream, which unfortunately I didn't get to see a lot of, she is now going around and investigating things that have been happening on the server and subsequently pranking my prank. She is full sheriff on the server. I don't know who gave her that sort of power, but apparently she's now the sheriff on the server, and oh my god, there's little investigation cars here as well, little police cars. Sheriff False, I love it. Oh, that's great. And she's doing an investigation over here. Oh, these are such cool little police cars, aren't they? I like it. I like it. I wonder what she'll conclude from this, though, hey? You know? I don't know. And what's that going on over there? Yeah, everyone has been pranking today. At the moment, Wells Night is streaming. It's quite late. I decided to stay up to watch the streams. And he said that he was going to prank someone as well. So who it'll be, I don't know. But Impulse, who appears to be over here checking out the damage, or is that Cub Fan? Actually, I think that might be Cub Fan. He's doing some shenanigans still. Yeah, Cub Fan did this right here, and it's absolutely amazing. He was just taking suggestions from chat one by one, and it started off, I think, with an eye patch, then it got a golden tooth, and now it's got some bunny ears as well. I mean, it is quite the monstrosity. It looks fantastic, and when I log on again tomorrow, I imagine that Wells would have done something that we're going to check out. It's been really fun. I think the live stream day has been fantastic, and I love that everyone did a bit of a prank as well, because, you know, it's just awesome to see so much stuff happening on here. And the shields, I love them. Not so many of you like the shields. I don't know what to do about them, to be honest. Anyway, right, it is time for me to log off. It is late. I need to get some sleep. So it's now the morning, and that means I have a healthy dose of morning voice. I've been hanging over here in the Ocean Monument, clearing it out, and I thought I'd mention that this side over here has a bit of a different room to it. Hey, I didn't pick you up, did I? Because my inventory is full of all sorts of stuff and things. So yes, this one was actually different to the opposite side. I guess that's part of how they can generate with different rooms in different places. Just wasn't expecting that. But anyway, I've got some good news about our Guardian farm here. It has actually been working, because I looked over here and I saw some poor Guardians burning in the lava. And Nembomb, the guy who suggested building this, actually contacted me to let me know that I built this incorrectly. So if ever you wanted to do this yourself, below this set of signs right here, I do believe you're supposed to have another set of lava like you have here, which is 2 deep. Then another row of signs, then 2 air blocks, and then the Guardians will land on the hoppers below that. And yeah, anyway, since I've cleared out all of the water here and lots of it above, there have been loads of them, and some of them die from fall damage and lava damage as well, and some of them don't, and I'm not sure what it is. It might be that they fall through 2 lots of lava, whereas in the corners there's less lava to fall through, so it might have something to do with that. Anyway, let's hop down here and collect some goodies. I also need some ladders to get back up as well. So our Guardian farm is technically operational, so I need to sort this out, maybe make it a little bit bigger. I'm thinking if we kill them with full damage and pick up the items with hoppers, then we've pretty much got a decent farm, and we don't have to worry too much about the lava. But we'll see how it goes. It should be relatively simple to set up and expand is what I'm thinking. So we could have a Guardian farm by the end of this episode, which would be amazing. But obviously I do want to make some more progress in this area as well. I'm going to continue clearing this out. Although, I'll do the smart thing and I'll do this first, right? Because then when I'm clearing out the rest of this, we'll be collecting some drops and we'll be able to make ourselves some blocks. That sounds like the better idea. It's quite unfortunate I didn't hit record quick enough because a Guardian just dropped down actually. I deliberately stood at the back here to see if we could get any spawns. So, do you know what? The best place to probably go is up in the sky because then you won't have hostile mobs down in the caves. Aha, and that was the only one, apparently, that spawned the entire time I was digging away this area. Do you know what? I'm not surprised, though, because I've been in this area for a long time now. As you can see, by the way, I've made the adjustments there. And there'll be loads of Guardians, I reckon, on the outside. So we should see how many of them there are at this point. You see, how it works is we have this space right here is like the bounding box in which they can spawn. And as we dig it out, they're going to be more and more like concentrated into these areas, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see quite a few. There's a fair amount of them around on this side, and they probably will swim off outside of the bounding box on there. So we're going to do a little bit more work around here. However, we might move on to other things this episode. I haven't really had too much of a plan, and also as I talked about earlier, Wells Knight has probably done a prank as well, so I want to find out what he's done and go check that out. And we're going to move these things around a little bit now because it's all sort of hectic. And we need to move the portal down and set up a new outpost down the bottom. So apparently the place I want to visit is my own base, as well as Rendog's as well, which makes me think there's been some sort of anti-Logfather, Logfellas activity going on. Maybe a prank, who knows. I see nothing on this side over here, and possibly something on the inside or other side then. What is it going to be? Nope, lots of lime sheep, that was me, don't worry about that. Oh, and about this area right here in front of us, yes. I am considering tearing this all down and rebuilding it again. I think I kind of rushed into this a little bit more, and maybe I should take more time with my base because there's quite a few things that I don't like about the size and position of this. However, I do love the look of it. So that might get teared down in this episode, we'll see. And, oh wow, now that lines up amazingly. That is not the prank. And I've just spotted what the prank is. There's something there that's also here. And I did sort of look at that and think, oh, did I leave my little building scaffolding behind? I thought I cleaned it up. Of course, I didn't even build my building scaffolding out of cobblestone. This is part of the prank then, I'm taking it. And over there, you've got Zombie Cleo's building, the Tower of Doom. And I love the way that that lines up, actually. I think we can see her or someone or something. Yeah, that's possibly her dressed in gold or a zombie. Interesting. Yep, off there in the distance. And it looks like we've been given some stone mushrooms, which I've got to say, they actually look pretty cool. I think they look pretty awesome, and you could build them in like a custom biome, but there appears to be no signs of any sort. This is the sign for the bridge, so that's not it. And perhaps that's all that would happen, so I like it either way. I think I might leave it there for a moment, although we're going to do some building in this episode, and we're going to do it right there. So let's head over to Rendog's area next. Apparently he got hit as well. So there's Tango's build. It looks amazing up there. And yes, what do I see down here? What I expected to see, actually, which is some stone mushrooms. There's also someone in gold there. Or was that another zombie? Are we being stalked by a stranger in gold? Hi, you're just a skeleton with gold pants, it looks like. Yeah, so there's some more mushrooms here as well. It kind of looks like he's grown acacia trees and then replaced the blocks one by one, which is always a clever technique. Aha, for building and such. To replace the blocks. Why, skeleton? Why? We're trying to record a video here. Ow. Cobble in my face. Oh, it looks like False has been over here as well. Sheriff False has been investigating the area. Amazing stuff. And here's some signs. So let's have a look. All of your trees have been turned to stone. Courtesy of the saints. Oh no! They're turning our trees to stone. What on earth are they up to? What's this chest about as well? Just some random items in there. Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. Do you know what? It was a really fun day. We've got to do that more often, I think. Next meeting, I'm going to put it to everyone. How about we try and do that again next month? I think all of you would like that as well. Anyway, let's head back over to our base. We've got some building and stuff that we're going to do over there today. So we are going to be building some stables at the front of our building here, because if you're approaching on a horse, this entrance isn't particularly suitable for one, so you need to drop your horse off somewhere. So some stables at the side would be a good idea. And these enchanting tables really need to go. And I saw him turn. I saw him turn. This guy, where did you come from? I've been standing out here for a while, and we've got this golden fella causing us problems. There we go. Oh, look at that. There's also some more of these cobble trees over in the background there. They'll need to be taken down. Yeah, so the stables, we're going to build them right here, and I wanted to show you how this works, just in case you've never seen it before. What we do is we put down some slabs. Let's just put some pillars on either side. We're going to have 3 of these in total, by the way. 3 different pens for the horses to go in, or stables. So you put slabs at the bottom and the top like that. Now a horse is too high, the player's also too high, and that's a too high gap. We can go through this, and so can the horse as well. But the thing is, the horse is going to look at this like these are blocks, like that, and these are blocks as well, and it will only ever see a 1-block gap here, so it doesn't think that it can actually walk through there, and therefore it will never try to leave this place, even though it can easily technically walk out of there. So that's how we make the pens. As I said, we're going to have them 3 across. They're going to be about 3 blocks deep. It looks like I might have dug out too much space back here. And what I want to do for the back wall, I think will look really cool, is make use of these trapdoors. Just have them all going up the back like that, and then having some clay there. And yeah, just have 3 of those in a row. Now this thing is going to have a roof as well, and we're going to be following the theme we've done so far, which is the clay roofs. However, this time we're going to use 2 different shades of clay, as opposed to just having one like we've done there and one over there. So it's going to be a little bit different, and I think it will end up looking pretty cool. So let's advance with building this first, actually. Let's do the roof last of all. Let's get our stables built up a little bit more. I have no idea why Mojang decided to make these trapdoors so they could be just placed anywhere, but I tell you what, I love it. This is our first wall, I think, that we're building out of trapdoors itself, and this is for the back of this build. Behind there's going to be some hardened clay, which we could probably change it up a little bit with some other colours, but it looks good with just this, so we will let it be. And then for the roof, the colours we're going to have is the cyan stained clay. We're going to see a little bit of that underneath at the front, as the roof is going to come out over the side. And the other colour, we've done blue, we're going to do a light blue as well, and those 2 together are going to look pretty good. Alright, we are all done here. All the blocks are in place. Yes. Doesn't it? Oh, we missed. Doesn't it look amazing? Yeah, everything is done except the roof. That's what I'm getting at here. So this is what the side of the building is going to look like. And I tell you what, without a roof around it, it does look a little bit odd. But believe me, this roof is going to have a decent shape, that's for sure. And I think a couple more of these trees have got to go because they are in our way. But anyway, once it is built, once the roof is there, we are going to sort of merge this back into the terrain a little bit. As I was saying, like the hardened clay back here is because this is supposed to just back up into that area. And the floor here has got to change as well. Of course, once we're done building this, we'll transition it into this area with the paths coming over, and some podzol in here would probably look really great. So still a few more bits to do, but yeah, we're going to like fill the space back in once the roof is done. So I shall go away and build that and bring you back when it's done. So the sun is setting, which means we don't have too much time to observe this in the daylight. I love it, I gotta say. I love the look of this, and I can't help but feel that some people might not be so keen on it. It's a little bit kind of chaotic because of the 2 stripy colours, but I like it. They work well together. I think maybe this bit where the roof sort of sags down a touch at the front might be a little bit too much, but I really like it. And one of the things I love are the cobblestone pillars at the top with dark fence posts on them, because they kind of make it feel like it's propped up a little bit, like it's a cloth tent of some sort, if that makes sense. I think that makes sense. You know, like there's a beam going through the middle. So this is what it looks like at this end. I've just realised I haven't actually finished filling in this space right here, which is going to have some more clay blocks on it just to fill up those gaps. And if you're wondering why the trees are like this, it's because I've been a little bit lazy. Didn't feel like hanging around to collect the saplings, so when I chop them down next, I'll collect all of the saplings as well. And yeah, going around to this side, I think we're going to see the same problem. Look at that. need to fill in those gaps. So still got a few things to tweak on the outside. I think on the inside it's just the ground, right? So they're probably the two things that we're going to do next, and we can fill in all of this space. So this bit here will probably get terraformed and sloped down to this level, and then at the back here, yeah, we've got like a gap here. I'm literally just going to fill this up with clay, although I haven't got any. We're going to just fill it all up, all the way across, and yeah, kind of merge it into this area. So we're here at the Silk Touch shop, obviously, to get ourselves some podzol, and I tell you what, you got me here, Wells Knight. 2 diamonds for a stack. You are going to be raking it in. Now, I said that I would get 4 stacks, and we're going to go for that anyway. I tell you what, 2 diamonds is still cheaper than hunting it down out in the wild for me at this moment. So good thing I brought my diamonds with me. We can get our 4 stacks. Now, this one right here, not so sure about this price. 32 ice for 1 diamond. That just seems a little bit excessive. Ice is really cheap and easy to get, of course, if you know what you're doing. If you don't, then maybe that's a fair price. Anyway, let's head back. Let's use this podzol and make our stables look lived in. So we have done stables before, and we didn't use podzol. I don't think the podzol actually looks that great over here. I forked out 8 diamonds for a load of rubbish. What's going on? Yeah, this isn't really working. What we used before was brown wool, brown clay, and soul sand, and that looked really great. So we're going to have to change up the palette here, and hopefully we'll be able to make that blend with the path, which isn't really happening at the moment. I think these trapdoors right here sort of spoil the illusion a little bit. Well, there's no illusion, but it breaks it up too much. But either way, I love this building. I think it looks fantastic. I think this is sort of nested nicely into this area. I probably need to do a little bit of terraforming over on this side. And by the way, there is how it looks from there. We've got the clay bits here. They weren't there before, and also that grey at the back wasn't there. So all of that's been put in place. And yeah, that needs a bit of tidying up. But otherwise, there's our stables, and Sam Mule loves them, so everything is good over here. By the way, I wanted to mention the way to do this entrance right here, as many of you have pointed out, was to use a T flip-flop. So each time one of these gets activated, it's going to change the state of the door, and then that means if you're coming in, it's going to go from closed to open. When you walk through on the other side, you activate it again, and then it's going to go from open to closed. So then when you walk out, it goes from closed to open. Simple stuff, right? We'll get around to wiring that up at some point in the future. But that is going to be it from me this episode of Hermitcraft. Do hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like on the video. As always, thank you so much for your support. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.